Okay, today is Friday. It is 9:13 a.m. It is November 14th. I uh, I just made a conclusion about my trading ability uh, today. Now this is after 5 years, and what was missing about this conclusion is not being able to be truly honest with myself. Because I am essentially trading by myself in this isolated situation, it's hard to gauge where I am as a trader. Okay, and so because um, this is a profession where money is being made by my expertise, it's hard to collaborate, right? So what's been happening for the past 5 years is that uh, I was exploring for the past 5 years to try to figure out what trading is really about. And until I figured it out, okay, until I figured it out, I thought I knew, okay, I thought I knew what trading was about. And I kept fooling myself. Even the data was telling me, okay, so the data is saying, okay, so for the past 5 years, you had 5 to 600 challenges, and every one of them, you just failed, right? And the data was so blatantly obvious, and still, I was not able to connect the dots, right? So what's more confusing is that uh, with the 5K account, I was able to get a payout twice, right? So then it finally dawned on me. I was I was at a I was at the restaurant, and and the there was a um, the owner who's also the owner who's the chef, right? Uh, and he is an executive chef, and he shows up on local TV cooking shows and things like that. And in the local TV show, he cooks for the audience. So he is the top tier chef. Okay, he is a Michelin level type of a chef. Okay, uh, so so uh, there's this one other guy, a young fella, 19 years old, just graduated from high school. Now he's on the grill. Okay, now they know each other because the chef is also a Catholic deacon. So the 19-year-old started to get on the grill the past few weeks, and so he's just starting out. So the Catholic deacon and the chef walks over and looks at the burger that he was making, and he blurted out and says, "Your burger is crap." Okay, your burger is crap. So the reason I know is because the young man, the 19-year-old, as we were talking about uh, the the wonderful things about being Catholic and things like that, he blurted out that that's what the chef told him, and uh, I responded, "Of course, he's a world-renowned chef. He's gonna say that." And then the young man, as the conversation proceeded, he pointed out that the Pope uh, is infallible in certain situations and not all the time. And then me, being very ignorant, though I am Catholic, told him, "Does that mean that he's a part-time Pope, right?" But apparently, the Pope is infallible in only a certain situation, and he's fallible in other situations. Okay? That's his designation. So I was ignorant. And then I started to, after my 4 hours of working as a prep, I started to trade at approximately at about 9 o'clock. Okay? Approximately at about 9 o'clock. And then I proceeded to, on my freshly purchased challenge, uh, started to enter into the trade incorrectly. Okay, I know that it's incorrect because I sized in one of them was too big. Okay, it was sized in too big, and also I entered at the wrong time. Okay, now because of the volatility, uh, it was moving. UC and UJ was moving in extremely wide price action. Okay, so that means that if I have a large risk on, it'll immediately endanger the daily loss limit and uh, also a severe loss. Those are the two outcomes of the actions that I've taken. Then towards this morning, the losses crept up towards the daily loss limit. Okay, currently at about $3. Or for the 10K, it's 5%, which is about 500. That means that I've essentially eroded $497 of the demo count. Okay, so I'm sitting here wondering what just happened. Okay, uh, I thought I thought based on a couple payouts that I knew what I was doing. And then it finally dawned on me what that chef was talking about. Okay, so he's a world-renowned chef, which means that he's the elite of the elite in being a chef, and he knows how to cook a hamburger. And then on the counterpart, who's a 19-year-old, was just on the grill for a couple weeks, and he's just learning the menu, and he's completely uh, uh, incompetent in a nice way. Okay, he's totally incompetent, and so the chef said to him, "Your burger is crap," which is true. He's being very honest because he just started out and doesn't know what he's doing, and he probably didn't know. Okay, he probably had no idea until the 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 chef told him that. But the thing is, as a day trader, nobody says that to me. Nobody. Okay, not even my trading buddy who's in North Carolina. Uh, we converse a little bit, but he cannot say that to me. Okay, so then then I finally started to make the connection between my current situation, which essentially is this. Okay, the data is saying this. It's been 5 years, and the results are the same. So essentially, the the thing is, um, my trading is crap as well. Okay, because the results are showing it. So for the past 5 years, I have been fooling myself. Okay, I thought I knew what I was doing, but the only thing that was happening is time was progressing, and I was getting older and older and older. That was that has been consistent. Okay, so it finally dawned on me today that after 5 years of fumbling around, then it finally occurred to me. Then, ideally speaking, what should I do to bring upon the what should I do in order to bring upon positive results, right? Then I started to think about that. I started to think about, okay, so I started to think about the scenario in which I would consider it to be a successful trade. Okay. Then I thought, okay, so if that is the case, then on a surface level, not too much in detail, I would consider certain regions that I would consider. And then if I see a specific condition that occurs, then I would enter into it. Okay. Then based on uh, what the risk uh, management is, then it tells me what size that I need to enter into. And then one of the biggest things is to say to myself, okay, so at what point the statistical probability is going to show me that when I exit, then at a certain point, because of that statistical probability of win to loss, then I have to set that point where I exit the trade um, with a loss. Okay, so that is something that I need to have. So that is a scenario that I had. Okay, in my mind, I'm picturing what a perfect trade is. Right. Then I reflected upon just the fresh data, which is essentially trading today. Okay. Then I looked at it and I go, oh, I was all over the place. And my entry was based on just, it was not, it was not using the scenario that I just pictured. Okay. So that led me to a final conclusion about what I need to do and then what I have been doing. And one burger is perfect and the other burger is crap. Right? So that it's very simple. But because of the emotion which has been plaguing me for the past 5 years, it was difficult to pinpoint exactly what I need to do. But in order to trade properly, I have to follow the sequence in a manner that clearly defines what the what a great trade should be, because it has to have all these elements in it, constructed in the right manner and wrapped in the right manner and then executed. Okay. Essentially, that's what a hamburger is made. So for a double cheeseburger, what they do is this: they take these two beef patties, slap it onto the grill, approximately at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then they cook it. But they what they do is they put a bit of grease, oil underneath, so that the beef doesn't stick. Okay, so it gets nice and cooked on each side. They don't want to flip it too early because it'll cause the patties to separate. Then they put the cheese on there on each side, okay, and they put a little that dab of water on it, and they put a lid on it. And so what the steam will do is it'll melt the cheese. And then after a few more minutes, at precisely a few minutes, it takes a certain amount of minutes at 350 degrees to cook these patties. And then they take the lid off, they take the spatula, flop one of the patties onto the other, and then they also have at the same time the patios on one side with a lower temperature on one corner of it. Okay. So when one side is toasted on each of the burgers, then they take that and put it onto the cutting board with the bottom bun on the bottom, and they put a burger sauce underneath it, right? That's how a double cheeseburger is constructed. Okay, there's a pickle there, and there's some lettuce and tomato uh, and a sesame seed bun right on top. Okay, and it's constructed precisely the way. And it takes a certain amount of temperature to get that burger to a certain level, and they sprinkle a little seasoning on it too, right? So it takes a coordination between how long it takes for the patios to cook, how long it takes the buns to be toasted, and how long how and the ample amount of burger sauce on one side. and the ample amount of lettuce and and 3 or 4 pickles, pickles, and um, and a slice of tomato and uh, onions, right? Slice of onions, based on the requirement of the customer, because some customers don't want onions. And so when the chef says your burger is crap, there was in his eyes there is a uh, inappropriate amount of certain things that cause him to say to this 19-year-old, your burger is crap. Okay. So now that I've been trading for 5 years, okay, now that I've been trading for 5 years and I've been monitoring my own trading, okay, I have been monitoring my own trading. Now, 5 years, even if it takes me one more year for a 4 year degree, something is learned within the 5 years, okay? So there is a certain amount of expertise that is earned, okay, through experience and practice, okay. So now after 5 years, and my brain has been programmed in a certain way to look for certain things. Although for the past 5 years, trading has been wrong. It has been crap, total crap. Okay. But now that I've experienced it, I know what a great trade should be. Okay. It should be in a certain way. And when I look at the way that I've been monitoring how I've been trading the past one day, I have concluded that my trading is also crap. Just like the conclusion that the chef made, right? Now, why am I recording this on YouTube? Okay, why? Why am I recording this on YouTube? Uh, I guess this is a lot easier to record here, and then both my kids, okay, both my kids, then I don't have to repeat this, and I don't have to remember, I don't have to remember what I talked about, okay, at what specific point in time that I figured this out, right? And so that's the reason why I'm posting this on YouTube, okay, with this exact content, all right. So ideally speaking, a perfect, a non crappy trade has to have specific conditions, and I have to follow a specific condition in a specific manner with specific entry, with a specific price target, with a specific risk. Okay. And when those specific conditions are met, then I have a great trade. The outcome, the outcome is going to be purely based on the statistical probability, based on whether the information is limited or not limited, and also what other specific conditions that are not visible at the time of when the decision was made to make that trade, right? That is a great burger, and that is a great trade.